What's up, guys? Dimebot here. Today we're taking a look at Forza Horizon 3 on the PC. Now, this game is also available on the Xbox One it is. Now, let's talk about it. Is the game worth buying? I want to get this out of the way up front. No, it's not. Not on PC. Is it fun to play? Yes. Does it have a lot of cars? Yes. Is it like the same open world Horizon that we've come to expect? Yes. So why do I say no? It's because of the way it performs on PC. So you can notice that even in the static menu, we're hovering around 40 FPS. Now, I'll show you the video settings. You can see that I have motion blur on. I'm doing that for the purposes of this test, not because it looks good on YouTube, so just bear with me on that one. We have the FPS counter on. VSync is off, because if you turn it on, then the frame rate locks. So, alright, here you go. Now keep in mind that this is running on an i7-4790K with 32 gigabytes of RAM and a GTX 1080. I have two of them in this machine, but the SLI, well, it doesn't work for this, so yeah. So everything is set to Ultra. MSAA is on. Let's go ahead and save. Now, I'd also like to preface this. This is after a patch was released today, October 4th, 2016, that purported to address the stuttering issues in this game. It was a 50 gigabyte patch, which was pretty damn close to the original install size of the game. If you're putting out a patch the same size as the original game, you're not allowed to call it a patch. So, now, because this is a UWP game, it has no true full screen, which is also why I can't use the MSI Afterburner chart that I would normally show you guys for something like this. So we're going to have to rely on the game's frame rate counter, which is not 100% accurate, but it's okay. This game has what it calls full screen is really borderless window, and I can't help but think that that's some of the problem with the actual performance of the game. You'll notice that it cannot hold a steady frame rate, or anything close to it. Now, for those of you that want to play your racing games at 60 FPS, you can forget about it with this game. It's going to be sub 60 no matter what you do. I've tinkered and tinkered and tinkered, and we're going to try one last thing in this video, but nothing that I have been able to do has been able to get this game to run at and stay at 60. In fact, we just dipped into the 20s, which is below what even the Xbox One version runs at. Now, they claim the patch fixed the stuttering, and it did to some extent. The stuttering is still present frequently. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it is still present. Now, you might be saying, well, Dime, PC games, there's a lot of configurations out there, so it may just be your rig. I've been following the forums for this a lot, and across an incredibly wide range of systems. Some as powerful as mine, some weaker, some in the mid-range. A couple that are, running a slightly newer chipset than mine have reported all manner of problems. Playground and Microsoft have done an awful job of optimizing this game. It just doesn't run well, no matter how powerful the hardware. So, while I am slightly grateful that they got rid of some of the stuttering, it's still not that great. Now, the game looks nice. I mean, it's a pretty game. If you stop and look at some things, you're going to see some really ugly textures on some of the roadsides and things like that. Like here. Like, that's a really nasty texture right there, but it's a racing game. It's meant to be viewed at high speed. Car damage modeling is also pretty shitty. That's just a hallmark of the Forza series. It looks bad. It is not a huge concern for me in a game like Horizon, which is more Burnout style arcadey. It would have been nice to see a little better damage modeling, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Now, you notice we're back down under 30 FPS. Now, I could definitely feel this causing some input lag. The game is better about this than a lot of others. It does force a true frame synchronization for the frame, so 0.33 milliseconds for each frame. If I were to lock it in, I don't believe it does it uncapped, but now, I can feel the input lag. I can feel the delay, and it's not pleasant. It messes up what should otherwise be a very smooth experience. This is a racing game. It should have almost no input lag if you want to be able to play it properly. So, with that being said, I want to do one thing that's probably going to require a restart. So we're going to come in and we're going to set everything to low and see if we can get the game above 60 FPS. Also, there's incredibly long lag times on the menus. So let's go ahead and turn motion blur off. Let's set everything to low. This will be pretty close to the Xbox One. MSAA is a huge hog. I'll turn it off. Save. This is going to require a restart as well, because of course it will. Yep, let's go ahead and... Oh, I forgot to turn anisotropic filtering off. Let's go ahead and restart this thing and jump back into the game real quick. Alright guys, here we are back in the game. I just wanted to reassure you guys that I did not change any settings on the reboot, so here we are. Everything is as we left it. You'll notice that there's a significant downgrade in visual performance, and we still are all over the place with the frame rate. This game still can't keep 60 frames per second going. It's honestly pretty pathetic. So, not really sure what else to say about it, except that if you expected to be able to run Forza Horizon 3 as a showpiece on a high-end rig, you can pretty much forget about it, because even on... Oh, I could spin for a prize. Let's not. Even with every setting set to low, this game cannot maintain a steady frame rate. In fact, just as one final test, let's turn VSync on and cap this thing to 30 and see if it can even manage that. I am surprised it can manage 30. So, it looks like if you want to enjoy any kind of steady experience with Forza Horizon 3, be prepared to turn your graphics settings way down. Some testing will of course be required. And cap the frame rate at 30, which is ridiculous for a modern racing game on PC in 2016. This is one of the reasons I can't endorse the UWP platform, and one of the reasons that I probably will be refunding this game if they'll allow it. This is disgraceful. It's simply egregious that you can't run this game at a steady frame rate unless you lock it at 38 frames per second, which should never be the case in a racing game. So, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I stated at the beginning, do not buy Forza Horizon 3 on the PC. If you enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, or if you really enjoyed it, hit up my Patreon. Every little bit helps me out. My name is Dimebot. I'll see you next time. Like what you saw? Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, or click on one of these other videos.